Hello everybody and welcome to the Genshin live stream. Has been on this wonderful Saturday. I hope you're having a wonderful day. As we became better as you continue to watch my live stream. Okay. I was a couple of seconds late. Oh no. I was too busy looking at Star Rail memes. Time passes fast when you browse memes. Okay. So. We've got some Liwa dailies, good old Liwa dailies. Some Dodoko's blow up errative bomb bonanza. Oh, nice. Haven't claimed my thingy yet today. And possibly some test runs. Today will be mostly just like maintenance and stuff. Also, week is coming to an end, so I'll have to make sure I've done all the like important weekly stuff, which I'm pretty sure I have done. You are not early this time. Last time you were early because you were there like 10 minutes before. Today this is just like normal timing. This is when you are supposed to arrive to my live stream. Okay, time to climb this ladder. As we did 5 years ago. Oh, wait. Sweet flower. When Leo is so nostalgic. Can you believe this came out 5 years ago? Still looks pretty wonderful. There is a bit more just like grey rock plus green grass kind of landscape compared to more newer ones where they try to be more varied. But it doesn't look any, and doesn't make it look any worse, really.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about my Flins pools and stuff. I have like nothing here, man, and 0 on the standard banner as well. Wait, I can buy 3 pools though. We see it Primogems 430. I can get some from Dodoko. And then from the dailies? But yeah, I mean, what I could do... Probably the smarter thing would be to just like, yeah, call it a day here. Then just get my guaranteed Nefer. Then I will have my... And just like 1 Nefer, and that's it. If my Flins is C0R0, so will be Nefer. Then we have the guaranteed Durin after that, because I lost 3 times in a row. What joy. And then I could pull like maybe 2 more Durins or something. Durin cons are more important than Flins cons after all. Because Durin's the goat. Annihilated. I'm very excited for Nicole as well. Apparently Durin is gonna have special synergy with members of the Hexen Circle. And also others, like other adjacent characters. I think the way it's gonna work is that you get that he will give 15%. So whenever you proc a pyro reaction, he will give 15% rest shred. But if you have another character in your team from Hexen Circle, then he will give 30 instead. So you get like 15 rest shred extra. And apparently the Hexen Circle characters, because I mean we don't have any witches yet, but we have like Mona, Albedo, Klee, right? Like the prodigies of the witches. Those characters apparently might even get like some direct buffs, but minor ones? We'll have to wait and see though. No Flint's weapon. The weapon banner is pretty bad. I tried pulling for C1, lost for the 3rd time in a row, and I guess that will be when we stop. Because yeah, I mean look at this garbage. Everything like right of this. I mean, the Favonius Lance is nice, but I already have like 30 of them, and like everything here is trash pretty much because of that. So for the weapon, I would rather wait for a rerun. There is no way the weapon banner will be worse unless he gets rerun with Baiju. If he gets rerun with Baiju or Kokomi, the weapon banner would be worse. Other than that, most possible weapon banners would be better. I say ashamed. Whoops, didn't want to click this. Ashamed the Baiju weapon owner. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. His Sig is worse than 4-star option, man. Hello, this gamer? Okay, I know. No! Oh, wait! I got that! Let's go! Yeah, my Flinscon, my Flinscon is the C1R1 in FA. That's my Flinscon. He should be strong enough for all the Lunar Charged Shield content. Oh yeah, also, we can do some Stygian Onslaught. I was wondering what else am I gonna do. I'm not gonna clear Dire anyways, but might as well try clearing with Flins. Also, I will improve my time on Fearless. Because it took me like 100 seconds with Varesa. Or did I do it with Nuvilet? I don't remember even. Whatever, took me a while to clear originally. Now with Flins I should be able to kill the guy much quicker on Fearless. Get a better time. Don't mind me.
Yeah.
Just passing by. And yeah, we are just gonna get... it's like the thing with the Sig is that also this one, like this weapon doesn't look all that great on Flins. We'll just clear Dire Stygian next patch. Easy clap. And then I will have... the weapon skin. Burn to death. Satisfying. Ningguang anecdote. Oh yeah, there is one. Yeah. And you were saying before that you like couldn't get it. Yeah. What do you mean by repetitive? Wait, I pressed... Whatever. Same one as before? I mean, I know that there is an I know anecdote that can repeat, because if you have Lauma, you get like a special version of the anecdote and then it like progresses, but if you don't have Lauma, you need to instead do that anecdote 5 times. Oh, I do have some anecdotes today. I didn't get an anecdote for like 4 days in a row or something, but we have Yahoda finally. Nice. I was talking to Baiju and she was sick. Oh. If it's not in Not Cry, it should be one of the old anecdotes from the previous events, but I don't remember this. Or maybe I do remember? Yeah, I think there was something like that. Because I'm pretty sure all the anecdotes from this patch are in Not Cry. And like the ones that are outside of Not Cry are from previous events, so if you haven't done them, you can do them now. Okay, let's now go here. And I'm pretty sure I remember that one from one of the events. Oh. Hello, Paimon. This is Teyvat if they had like COVID social distancing. George. No picking, Paimon, no picking. And Young is definitely a character that could come to Not Cry. Yellow already came. Okay, now just grab the daily rewards. So for the resin, I think I'm gonna first focus on leveling up my Aino. And maybe getting some Flins books. What? Why do you... What? Do you have some like beef with Sandrona or what? Okay, so we need to level up Flins' talents as well. I can have 12 of these though. Ah, but if I craft 12 of these, then I don't have any for the skill upgrade. Let's craft the 5 I need here. Okay, I can craft 162 precision drive shafts, so we should be fine on this one as well. But my morale is looking so poor. Actually, let's first go meet with Yehoda. See how Inefa has been treating her. Possibly. Has she been enjoying the jokes? Yeah, Dori was supposed to give us like half of the price for the Skerk thingy. Where is my Mora? Tsundere Yehoda. Hello, pandas. Ask away. Wait, I already got this one. This is the one I had like last stream. I knew from the very first moment, the very first time I saw her in the trailer, I knew she would be amazing. Nobody was hyped for Yehoda, everybody was like, ooh, Alice, ooh, Varka, ooh, Nefer, or whatever. I knew who the real highlight was from the very first moment. You should always go. Tenacity Inefa is always better. No matter like it. Even if you have like the worst artifacts on Flins. Tenacity is just better than Gilded, yeah. Also make sure somebody in your team is playing Serenade. But usually that's Aino. So like your options are either to play Serenade on Aino, and then because like you've got Sucrose with Vivi, and then either you play Serenade on Aino, Tenacity on Inefa, or you play Serenade on Inefa and then Instructors on Aino. But Tenacity is like better uptime than Instructors, so I prefer Tenacity. Also, Shield Strength is helpful. The issue with Gilded Dreams is that Gilded is just a bad set. If there was like a good set that increased Inefa's personal damage, you could play that. But there are no good sets that do that. If the Not Cry DPS set worked off field, I feel like you would play that over Tenacity on Inefa. But it doesn't, it only works on field. So her best option for personal damage is Gilded, and Gilded is garbage. So Tenacity is better to buff up the whole team. Like the character sounds so much better in JP. Not is actually the first region where I feel like the English voice actors are actually pretty decent. I've always hated English voice acting in Genshin, but I feel like it has gotten way better in Not Cry. Like in Inefa and Aino are amazing in English. I also like them in Japanese. I'm not gonna ever switch, because there are like a billion characters from the past that I couldn't stand to listen to, like Bennett and Paimon. Even the new and the improved Paimon. I mean, not even in quotations. The new Paimon is better, but it's still bad. It's still not nearly as good as like the Japanese Paimon. So, yeah. Lauma, Inefa, I know they're all great in English, yeah. I haven't like heard every character. Like I don't know how. Actually, no, I have heard Yehoda. Yehoda also sounded fine. Yeah, so like, Not Cry is actually probably the best voice-acted region. I still think they all sound better in Japanese anyways, for the most part. But yeah. TDDS or the Sunday morning sleeping? Oh. That's a big EM stat stick. Could be worth it. The issue with tenacity, with TDDS on Sucrose is that you'll only get it every other rotation, because Flins' rotations are too short. They are shorter than 20 seconds, and also it only buffs Flins and not Inefa. The morning sleeping will just be more buffs for everybody. It's probably slightly better. Wandering Even Star can also be good if you have that. Perma uptime, buffs everybody. No need to worry about like the switching order. I wonder if I'll get a stamp for this. Maybe because... It's maybe because I went to the shrine and selected Yahoda. So maybe I ran out. Maybe the reason why I haven't gotten any anecdotes for like 3 days in a row is because I ran out. And by selecting Yahoda at the shrine, they just gave me an old anecdote. I guess it's good that we can replay old anecdotes. And have you been fiddling with Inefa's humor parameters again? I thought there was like a Yahoda anecdote I haven't gotten yet. But apparently that's not the case. Inefa's Death Star. And this would have been a good ending. But then we came to ruin this? If we didn't mention the funniness, she wouldn't comment on it? And wouldn't have gotten imprisoned? Oh, so it's anecdote recalled. It's not anecdote recorded, it's anecdote recalled. So there's even a separate message for us. So have I done all of them then? Isn't there another? Are there only 2 Yahoda anecdotes? So if it's recalled, that means you've done it in the past already. And yeah, Ningguang looking worn out in the J chamber. But that's one of the old ones from the from an event in the past. Hello, Sayonara. Okay. So I guess I must have just done every anecdote. I mean, it makes sense. Like half a patch. Like if I do them as they come, sometimes even multiple anecdotes per day, doing them all in half a patch seems about fair, as long as they keep adding them every patch. Which I hope they do. Okay, so let's spend some resin. Do I farm Flins books? Or do I go for some extra artifacts? I could wait with the artifacts until the artifact double event. That's starting tomorrow. Llama with horns? I mean... Is there a llama without horns? I mean, I know that her horns are bigger if you have... if you have two Notcry in your party, her horns are bigger. You've got the lunar, the moon sign ascendant gleam. She gets excited when she's together with Flins in the party. Wait, because I will need to tip you outside of Notcry, because in Notcry you always get ascendant gleam. So in Notcry her horns will always be big as long as you visit Columbina every week. But here. If I... Do I have like a team with her? Alright, let's replace this Nefa with something else. Oh, now they're small, right? And then if I add Nefa back in? They grow. She's very excited to have some fellow Notcrayans in the team. Actually, now that I switch the team, let's first actually go grab some artifacts. And then I will go farm Flins books probably. Do any other Notcry characters change appearance? No, from what I can tell. Inefa and Aino can change the appearance of their pets if you get enough Krumkake bolts. But they don't change themselves. And it's not based on moon sign. This is so satisfying, man. Just grabbing these. I love it. And also times are tough. Mora is scarce. But every new character wants to be level 90. And stuff like that. So getting extra Mora from this is huge. You haven't visited Columbina? Now you are like... This perma delays you. Because whenever you visit her, it's 7 days until the next visit is available. There is no like on Monday or whatever. Or they don't stack up. So I will be always behind and you will get spoiled for all the interactions and you will be late on the wings. And also more things, right? Because the reward path is actually huge. I will need to teleport there. Actually no, I can click here. Yeah, because here we get special furniture, then on the 2 we get a name card, and on 3 we get wings. And this will be... Because like, this takes 6 weeks. This is like an entire patch. So this is like 3 patches. Or like, this entire patch and then 2 more. So at the end of Luna 3, we'll be able to get the wings. But if you miss a couple days here, miss a couple days there, you will be getting the wings in like... late. Or like early Luna 4, late Luna 4, Luna 5? Account ruined, yeah. Account hydroed. Oh no. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. I always miss one of them. I mean, not always, because I didn't miss them now. But I often miss one of them. Okay, and now just the city left. I should learn the route for more spots as well. Just do the full 100. Go to like the Fontaine Research Institute. But I wanted to get familiar with this first. Excuse me. Did I grab both? I think so. I wanted to get familiar with the Easy Breeze Holiday Resort first. Because trying to remember 100 spots at once, that's a bit too much. But starting with 50 and learning 50 more, that's way better. But we have 150k polyfans. Yesterday I lost my 50-50, third in a row here. And I think you were like the only doubter. Oh, what? How they fall? God, I hate this little... Oh, be silly, man. And yeah, I think I will give up on the Flins. On the Flins cons. I will get Durin cons instead. Surely C1R1 in FA. No! Surely C1R1 in FA will be good enough to carry me in Dire. Oh, you're also a doubter there? So you must also be rich now. But then we also had the weekly bosses, right? We lost that one as well. I'm gonna go C0 never. Just grab her only to have her, and then stop playing her after a patch. After she stops getting shield. And that's my plan for Nefer. Go here now. I mean, I'm just gonna be like loyal to Nilu. Play Nilu Bloom instead. You can say that's a bad thing. Yeah. So, Flins books. I mean, I could also just pick them up from the BP. No, I guess I will be picking up Nefer books next patch. Oh, will Durin use Notkai books or Mondstadt books? Flins came home, very nice, very lovely. Would be cool if Durin used not Mondstadt books, because I have like a bunch of them. If you pull like C2 Nilu, she is one of the best Nefer supports because of the rest shred. And good Hydro up. What do I want to check? My books. Is it here? Yeah. I've got 131 Guides to Freedom. Nah, they don't ever introduce new books. They do sometimes give characters books from different regions though. Sometimes even totally random. Like what did Skerk even use? Oh yeah, Skerk used Natlan books. I mean, I guess because Natlan was the most recent region at the time. But I think she even used these different books during the beta and then they changed them. But yeah, they are not gonna add. I'm 100% sure they will not add new books. They will either give them old ones from Mondstadt or new ones from Notcry, like the new 3. I guess they could add like a regular boss in Mondstadt, but I don't think they would do that. They're more likely to add a boss in Notcry. They've never cared much about making it so that a character uses boss mats from the region, right? You've got characters using bosses from all over the place. Dahlia is from Mondstadt, uses a boss from Natlan to level up. Tough luck if you get him early. And then you need to travel all the way to Notcry. I mean, you would, to Natlan, sorry. You would travel like that for a new newly obtained Nathan character as well, I guess, so it's not much of a difference. Double Hydro Zhongli. I mean, for Arlecchino, she usually prefers different teams than just Pure Vape. Pure Vape is like the worst good Arlecchino team. Because like, it's not terrible, but Overload with Chevrus is better, Melt with Citlali is better, Overvape with Inefa Aino is better. It's like Double Hydro Jungle is the worst decent team you could build on her, and it's even then it's better to play one Hydro and Bennett. Double Hydro, there is not much point. Because for Hutao she applies a lot of Pyro, so you want the Double Hydro to keep up. Because Xingqiu is like the only Hydro character who can keep up by himself, and then there aren't many good Hutao supports. But for Arlecchino, there is Bennett, and one Hydro is enough. Neferlauma I know who should be the final character. Nahida, if you are okay going sustainless. If not, Baiju. And if you don't have Baiju, then like Kirara or Yao Yao are like the cope options. Actually, Bennett is not a Fontaine character. You have Bennett. I was feeling it was behind one, but yeah, like you are better off playing Yao Yao and then pulling a con on Nefer than pulling a con on Lauma and then playing Nahida instead or something, right? If you want to invest into your Nefer team, just do so on Nefer. C2 Nahida. Did they update Nahida to include Lunar Bloom in her C2, or is it only regular Bloom? Let me check. I mean, Nahida is decent because she gives 250 EM. That's all she does in a Nefer team. You actually can play like Favonius Nahida. They did a Lunar Bloom? Oh, they did! Oh, that's pretty good. 40 crit value? Yeah, that's nice. Actually, decent con for a Nefer team. Ooh, that's juicy. Oh yeah, because there's like 3 clears. There's not 2 clears, it's 3 clears whenever I use a condensed. Yeah, switching to Lauma is a waste of time actually. I don't need to switch to Lauma. Bennett! I'm telling you to play Bennett, man! But if you like don't have Chevrus, don't have Citlali, then Vape is gonna be your best option. So you play any Hydro of your choosing, and then Bennett. And Zhongli is decent. If you have Lanian though, it should be better. If you don't have Lanian, you will be able to pick her for the Lantern Rite selector soon. Arle Bennett Yelan, that works. Just make sure to play a lot of ER on Yelan, and Favonius Bow ideally. You might be going broke. This patch levels 4 characters to 70. And 45 Favonius is to 80. Okay, let's see how my book situation is looking now. Also, the character from Fontaine that would be best for Arlecchino is Chevrus, so that's also a 4-star. If you ever get Chevrus, you will be playing Chevrus, Bennett, and like Fischl. Maybe a double Hydro Hutao? Yes. Double Hydro doesn't do anything for Arlecchino. Like I said, she doesn't apply all that much Pyro. And getting the 1k attack from Bennett and Pyro Resonance is just so much better. Goro? Oh no, not Goro, man. I mean, I like Goro. He's just giga useless. Wait, let's first level up my talents. Let's level the skill to 6. I think next patch we're gonna get like insta leveling, where like you can just select go to 6 and then click one button. Crown amount 13. If we get some dupes, I could maybe even crown his birth right now. So Berb, don't sneak in the Xingqiu here, we're getting Layla instead. 3 bonus, okay. 42 is divisible by 3, so we'll just craft like that. We'd like to go to max, maybe it is easier. You get bonus stats. 1 bonus, that's fine. But this will not be enough to crown yet. Oh, I also need to craft the robot mats. Fortunately, I have farmed quite a few of them, so I have the mats. Where is it? Here we go. Let's go like this. Change this. I hate that it defaults to the like refund characters. The characters who give you a bonus when crafting, like 10% chance to double, are like 1% better than the ones that give you 25% chance to recover. So I hate that it defaults to the ones that are ever so slightly worse. Level everyone to 70. It's not the worst. Also you get the pools for the characters, right? Here and here. So you could even go for Ascension 5 on everybody eventually, but this is quite a big cost. It's like 4 extra boss clears, 160 resin, almost 1 day of resin. 1 day of resin for a wish is not the worst deal though. Who is not eligible for 70? Yeah, all of these. And then, yeah, Candice I can level to 70 just by giving her EXP. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19 characters. I should level some of them eventually. Setos is cool. Kaya is good. Kaya is a potential Arlecchino teammate. But you would want C6 ideally for the extra icicle. But melt Arlecchino with Kaya would be better than Vape Arlecchino. But yeah, I would not bother without C6. So it's not a waste, you just don't have enough Kayas yet. Will Alice team beat your current Kutao's double Hydro team? Yeah. Yeah, it will. Gani doesn't apply all that much cryo. Kaya applies more. Gani wouldn't do it by herself. You could play Ganyu and Kaya, but at that point, probably not. Don't bother. Your EXP book and Morales credit has begun. I just need like a tiny bit more. I guess I will do another run to get these 3 and crown his burst. I'll go like 6-10 for now. The skill doesn't really matter much. So let's go for one more book run. You really do not need to level up Flins' skill. The skill is kinda irrelevant. It's not like totally worthless, but it really like... It's like 10% of his damage maybe. It's really not much. Burst is like 75%, then it's some like lunar charge reaction damage, and then it's skill. So leaving skill low is the play if you are short on mats. The 8 was not worth it. If it prevents you from leveling up the burst more. Or like Laumatans or something. We get a free 5-star lantern, right? No. We're gonna get a free 4-star though. From... free 4-star from the selector. That's the Lantern Knight tradition. Nope, everything is burst. There is no lunar charge damage here. All the lunar charge damage is here. I mean, it's not wasted. You will eventually want to level up your Flins' skill if you are clearing difficult content, but it's just not a priority at all. Okay, this is 3 books, yep. Ganu is a support now. She's a usable main DPS still. She's not great, but good enough for like theater. Everybody's good enough for theater though. But good enough to be a main DPS in theater and not just like apply element for reactions. Chronicled Wishes? Wait, the one we had already ended. It's a special type of banner that pops up irregularly. It's just whenever they want to. Could be every other patch. We could wait a year for the next one. And there is a selection of characters, usually from most of the 5 stars from one region, excluding the Archon and sometimes some of the recent ones, if any got released. Like when we had the Inazuma Chronicled Wish, it was all Inazuman characters except for Raiden, because Archons don't get included, and Mizuki, because Mizuki just came out the previous patch. And then we even had Chiori on the Inazuma Chronicled. And on the Sumeru Chronicled, it was everybody except Nahida. And then when you pull on the Chronicled Wish, instead of having, like, it has a separate PT system from the regular wishes. You might be like 60 PT on this wish, but the Chronicled Wish, it has its own counter. If you go to history, if you ever pulled on a Chronicled banner actually, it has its separate counter here, right? It's just like there is a weapon, there is character, and there is permanent wish, there is Chronicled. And when you, so you also have like a 50-50 system, but when you lose your 50-50, instead of losing to the standard characters, you can only lose to other characters who are on that Chronicled Wish. So when I was pulling for my Chiori on the Inazuman Chronicled, who I lost to, because of course I lost. When I lost to Kazuha, right? So Kazuha was my 50-50 loss. Now, also one important thing about Chronicled Wish is that the 50-50 doesn't carry over. So when I lost to Kazuha, if I gave up then, and the new Chronicled Wish came over like a couple patches later, like the Sumeru one right now, the 50-50 does not carry over. I would start at 0, because there is this, they have like the same fate point system as on the weapon banner. So if you don't use it on the current banner, it's gone. The PT prevails, so if you do 50 pulls and you don't get anything, you stop pulling, the next Chronicled Wish comes, the PT stays, right? You are at 50 PT. But if you lost your 50-50, the guarantee does not carry over. Then there are also weapons on the Chronicled. It's like everybody's signature. The system is the same, where if you pull for a weapon, you can only lose to other weapons that are on that banner, and not to the standard ones. Also, if you pull for characters, you are guaranteed to lose to a character if you lose. If you pull for weapons, you are guaranteed to lose to a weapon if you lose the 50-50. And then the pool of 4 stars and 5 stars, 4-star characters and 4-star weapons is also only characters and weapons from that region. So when we were pulling on the Sumeru Chronicle, that was like earlier this patch, you could only get like, you know, Kave, Dori, Kolei and the like. You couldn't get any like random 4-star. Like so you couldn't get a Sucrose there, or you couldn't get a Bennett. You refuse to play Melt Ganyu. Melt Ganyu might be better when Dorin comes out. I hope you snipe at Jadewing Spear. Good luck. How much EM does Flins need? He doesn't need any EM really. It's just EM is a good substat on him, right? So if you have a piece that rolled some EM, like, you know, like this, we got 4 attack rolls, 1 EM roll. That's a decent piece. You are happy about EM rolls, but you get a lot of EM from his passives, right? So there is this, where he gets 160 EM for free based on his attack. You can get EM from Inefa. If you have her, you can get EM from Serenade. You get EM from Sucrose and stuff like that, right? You get so much EM in buffs that you don't really need to care much. about EM on your artifacts. So you don't need any EM as long as you play the good EM buffers. So I know with Serenade, Sucrose, Instructors. Sometimes you can play I know with Instructors, and then your Electro character with Serenade. But I prefer Tenacity here, because attack is better than EM mostly, because there are fewer sources of attack for Flins. So when you can play Tenacity, I mean 20% attack is less than 120 EM, but this is more consistent than Instructors. Kazuha Con is a win. Kazuha C1 is absolutely worthless. This is one of the worst cons in the game. Because it doesn't do anything. Like the... I mean, I guess Chihayaburu... No, it's worthless. Because you don't... what you can do when you have C1 is skill burst skill. But it's just a waste of time. You don't want to do that. One skill already groups the enemies, and the other skill just wastes your time. You could have already switched to your DPS and started attacking. If you do this, you always lose damage. In every single team in the game, if you do this, you lose damage. Kazuha doesn't have high ER requirements in the first place, and it's better to play more ER on him. If you need more ER on Kazuha, play more ER on Kazuha. Don't waste your main DPS's time. And yeah, you can just play Zifos as well, but yeah. Kazuha only cares about EM and ER, right? So it's very easy to have EM pieces with ER. It's easy to have ER substats, because there is nothing else you are going for. So, lower ER requirements for Kazuha do nothing, and you never want to press the second E. If you are a main DPS, when you have C6, C1 is decent, yeah, because you can do E-burst, yeah, sure. So at C6, C1 becomes fine. But before C6, you never want to. If you got C1 Kazuha, and you started pressing your skill twice, that means your Kazuha got worse. So this is even worse. People always meme on Xiao's C4, because this gives you defense, right? This gives you 100% defense when you're low on HP. But it's not a negative, right? You never lose damage because of this. But if you pulled C1 Kazuha and started pressing your E twice, that means your Kazuha got worse. So this is a contender for the worst constellation in the game. Worse than Albedo, worse than Venti. No, Kazuha C4, but this doesn't waste your time, right? I mean, yeah, you can ignore this. If you properly ignore this constellation, it's just useless. But if you actually press your E twice, it's worse than useless. You are wasting time. So you could argue it's the worst con in the game, because it baits people to press E twice. Crit attack EM for Flins, yes. Actually, ER before EM often, or you need to get enough ER. Now, enough ER doesn't have to be much. 30 is usually gonna be more than fine. If you have his C, you can even go with 0. But if you have more ER, sometimes you can afford the big burst. If you can use your big burst and then still get your 2 small bursts, that's premium. So it's crit, then attack, and then ER equals EM, more or less. For Nefer, is EM crit the best? Yes, it's always EM crit, never anything else. Blackly today as well, yes. Which is the best C1? Hutao? The best Hutao teams nowadays don't even use C1. Because the best Hutao teams play Xianyun, right? The best Hutao teams play Xianyun, and then you don't dash cancel your charges. You plunge attack cancel. So you do a charge attack and then a plunge attack. Charge, plunge. So, you don't even use C1 Hutao in her best teams. And even if you do play the worst teams that don't plunge and that do dash, Hutao herself is... I mean, she's not weak, but she's not strong either. So, the C1, yeah, it's not great. Raiden C1 is also pretty cope. Even Raiden C2, it's hard to say, it's hard to call it a great constellation, because Raiden C2 is a huge damage increase for Raiden. But even with this, she's still worse than Varesa and Flins. So is it really that great of a constellation? Not really. And this is even worse. Best C1 might be Chaska. Chaska's cons now, those are bangers. Her C1, C2, C6, all of Chaska's cons actually. They are like huge. Definitely contender for the best con in the game. Skerk as well. Skerk C1, C2 are very powerful. Mavuyka has the strongest C2, that's for sure. So if you are thinking strongest C2, Mavuyka no contest. Just her C1 is kinda meh. I mean, her C1 is decent, but then C2 is broken. C2 Mavuyka is the best C2 in the game, for sure. But yeah, for C1s it's... Chaska, Mualani for sure. Never has a good C1 as well, I'm pretty sure. Flins C1 is also strong. But not as strong as Chaska or Skerk probably. You need Inefa with C1 Flins? I mean, you never need Inefa. If you're just clearing Fearless with him, he will be perfectly fine with like Fischl Aino and C0, R0. Like at C1 he can clear Dire. Probably even without Inefa. So... yeah, it's not like you need the C1 for anything. And you don't need Inefa either. It's just a very strong duo, but he's perfectly fine by himself at C0. What are Aino's EM needs? She doesn't need any stats. You can have a level 20 Aino with no stats at all, and she's good enough then. Can she use stats? Yeah, sure. You can play like EM crit for lunar charge damage or something. You can play extra ER for faster bursts, but she doesn't need anything. Okay, speaking of strong cons, Xianyun C2 is also super powerful. It makes the plunge teams actually decent. Because like at C0, C1, so like before C2, it's like she's a decent support for characters who already want to plunge anyways, like Varesa. But at C2, it actually becomes powerful. Would be nice if I could ever pick this up for free or something. Maybe from the path thingy in like 3 years. Who's the best C4 in the game? Probably like Mavuyka. What does Mavuykas do? Actually no, her C4 is kinda cope. Oh yes, her C4 is bad. Skerk. What does Skerk have here? 30% attack? Okay, that's kinda cope as well. What does Chaska have? One of them must have a good C4. Energy? Oh, it's the AoE elemental damage one. Okay, yeah, that one is kinda busted. Yeah. When you have C4 Chaska, you don't even like charge your charge shots, you just go like single hits for the extra damage. Probably C4 Chaska. It's gotta be that, right? Cause what are some like others? 1800% of Citral is EM, yeah, this doesn't matter. Chaska is the character with the biggest like C0 to C6 gap. And especially C6 itself is insanely broken. But C1, C2 and C4 are also all strong. Yeah. Chaska and Chiori have two of the biggest C0 to C6 gaps. Chaska might be the best C6 to pull, yeah. I mean, you don't need this for anything. Chaska C6 is the kind of C6 that should do like, you know, 5-second or like 20-second dire clears. Right? That's what like Chaska C4 is used for. C6 rather. You don't need this for anything. C0 is pretty fine. But yeah, her C6 is pretty busted. Xianyun that switched between Merge Diluc and Vape Diluc. I've seen a Xianyun Xiao team that switched between Pyro Plunge Xiao and Anemo Plunge Xiao. So he would like burst with Xiao, and after the boss would gain Anemo resistance, he would just not burst and then just do Pyro Plunges from C6 Bennett. What does Chiori C6 do? The C4 rather? For 8 seconds after triggering the passive, when you hit an opponent, you summon an additional Kinu. Extra dolls. Similar to C2. C2 spawns like 4 dolls. This spawns 3 dolls. Yeah, it's kind of the same as C2 essentially. C2 again. You get extra dolls that hit once and disappear. And then C6 makes her main DPS. Oh, yeah, also there's another character with a huge C0 to C6 gap. Shiguin. She is just like a cope healer at C0, but at C6 she's actually a contender for the best DPS in the game. I mean, she's probably like top 10. That's still very good. Like when you consider C6 characters, she gets huge increases. Like, for example, look at this. Burst duration is increased by 3 seconds. And the burst normally is 2.5. This more than doubles her damage. Like this constellation is like a 120% damage increase from one con. And then this gives her, what? 150 crit value. 150! That's more than like artifacts can give you. This 35% Hydro Rest Shred. C1 is kind of cope, but yeah, these three, those are insane. I mean, she is very bad at the like baseline, so it's not like she becomes some Omega to the moon, but she actually becomes very good with the cons. Her damage probably like quadruples after you get all the cons on the weapon. She gonna have the best C4? Oh yeah, actually? Although, if you don't get to C6, I don't think C4 by itself is enough to make her a good DPS. Molani Giga broken. Molani even at C1. Molani at C1 already clears all content in the game. I don't think the other cons matter nearly as much though. 75% damage bonus. Extra gigabytes. Yeah. It's probably like if you want to invest more into your Molani, it's probably better to put C1 Molani and then like C2 Mavuyka for the like Death Shred and stuff. Because your Molani team is as good as your Mavuyka as well. Nubilet cons after C1 and until C6 are kinda cope. This is just 42 crit damage, right? We are not getting the Giga Chad. Shiguin 150 crit value, just 42. Oh, this does nothing. It's absolutely useless. Extra source water droplets, but you already have enough. Okay, where were we? Shining C4. Shiguin C4 is Shining C4, but better. You have some really good ER pieces for Rhino. ER is probably the most important stat. But you don't need much of it. You don't need much of it. Hello, Wilson. I can't wait to see Durin cons. Apparently Durin is kinda like Chiori, where if you just use your skill. Wait, I can craft 2? Wait, I need an extra book still, actually. Because I need 3. Oh no, I only need 2, right? I need 16. Oh yeah, okay. We can just do this. So apparently he's kind of like Chiori, where you can either go into like a more off-field mode, or you can go into an on-field mode, where he's kind of the main DPS. The on-field mode is probably gonna be kind of cope. Because it's cope for Chiori, it's cope for Shilonen. Chiori and Shilonen are two characters who have an on-field and off-field mode, and both are terrible on-field until you get C6. So I'm kinda expecting the same from Durin, but he's Pyro, so there is potential. Because being Geo is kind of a problem. No bonuses. I mean, Durin is from Mondstadt, but you don't need to be from Notcry. You don't need to be born in Notcry to have a moon wheel. Because Inefa is from Natlan. Nah, Durin is Pyro, he's a Pyro Vision. He's a dragon. Come on, dragons breathe fire. I mean, Nubian is also a dragon, but Durin is more like the fairy tale kind of dragon. I mean, he's literally a fairy tale dragon. Like, come on, look at this guy. Wait, where is that? This. Hey, come on, tell me this doesn't breathe fire. But yeah, he can have... whether he has a moon wheel or not depends on whether the devs want to give him one. It's not dependent on his place of birth. And same with the moon sign. Because also moon sign and having a moon wheel are also separate things. Because Ainon does not have a moon wheel but gives you moon sign. So it's even more complex than that. You can have one but not the other. You can give moon sign but not have a lunar reaction, and maybe you can also be the other way around. Have a lunar reaction but not have moon sign? If Durin needs characters like Klee, Albedo, Venti or Wanderer, I would be super happy. Those are some of my favorite characters, all of them actually. Klee and Wanderer are actually the only characters I have at C2, right? I'm pretty sure I don't have anybody else at C2 except for these two. So if specifically Klee and Wanderer are getting bought by Durin, that's like the dream. There's no Lunar Vape yet. Eventually there will be a character that adds Lunar Vape, maybe, possibly. There definitely need to be more Lunar reactions than just Bloom and Electrocharged. There is no way they just stop at 2, so there will be more. Will there be Lunar Vape? Maybe, maybe not. But, oh yeah, I also have Chiori. Okay. So there is a third. Okay, there are 3. Lauma, Flins, and Inefa have moon wheels. If you go to profile, yeah, moon wheel Electro, moon wheel Electro, moon wheel Dendro. But then Aino has a vision. And everybody else, vision or some characters, yeah, know this Anemo. Skerk has... wait, Skerk is unique, she has the 7 Shifting Serpent. Because Skerk uses Abyssal Power, but the 7 Shifting Serpent is an ancient Khaenri'ah technique to imitate elemental power using Abyssal Power. So, if we ever got Dainsleif, if you're wondering, would they add an Abyssal element for Dainsleif? No. He would be using the 7 Shifting Serpent to just have Pyro or something. That's what they are doing with Abyssal characters. What else is there? Anybody else who doesn't use a Vision or a Gnosis? I mean, even the Gnosis Geo, this is kind of fake. Because their elemental power does not come from the Vision or Gnosis. It's from the throne, right? So it's the Geo throne gives him the Geo power. Oh, we've got Ancient Dragon's Authority. Hydro. Shen abilities have delusions? They can, but they don't use them in combat as playable characters ever. Arlecchino has one, Child has one, but they don't use them, right? Child just uses his Hydro Vision. He has an Electro Delusion but doesn't use it. And then Arlecchino has a Pyro Delusion, but she just uses her Pyro Vision instead. Wanderer might have had an Electro Delusion, but he doesn't anymore, I don't think. Diluc. Diluc is actually the one character that does use a Delusion. Now, it says Vision Pyro, but when you have the Diluc skin, it's like Diluc from the past. And there is no vision on this outfit, and his abilities are differently colored. And Diluc has owned a delusion in the past. So, in this skin, the common theory and the most likely thing, and the most likely reason why this is the only 5-star skin, is that he actually doesn't use his pyro vision, but rather the pyro delusion that he got from like his dad or something. So this Diluc with the skin is the one delusion user in the game that you can play as. The only playable delusion user. What's the primary use of noses? They do hold some power. Zhongli used his to mint Mora. He cannot do it anymore without the noses. Nahida used the power. Oh yeah, so Nahida used the Dendronoses to establish the Akasha system. You know, the like Sumeru internet, brain implant internet in Sumeru. And then she used the combined power of the Electro and Dendronoses to like venture into Irminsul and erase Rukadevata, Rukahu. So she even needed 2 noses for that. 2 noses? Whatever. Then and then they used the Electro noses to power the Shoki no Kami. 2 noses. So they aren't useless, but it's kinda, we don't exactly know what they're capable of. And apparently they bring bad luck. That's why Nuvilet got rid of his. Like, Nuvilet got the noses and he was like, huh, interesting. And then Skerek told him these things, they've got like bad vibes. And he was like, yeah, sure. And gave it away to Arlecchino. Wise man hit the weapon. It's an accident. It was an accident, man. And then the bigger accident. Because this is the smaller accident. And then the bigger accident is this. Fischl uses a Delulu. I mean, Fischl is Delulu, but she doesn't have a Delulu. She has a vision. Bro has a skin but kept him at 50 out of 60. I mean, the skins are cheaper if you buy them in the patch they come out. What if Diluc becomes meta like 10 years from now? He kinda almost became, like the closest Diluc was to ever being meta was when Xianyun came out, but even in Xianyun plunge teams, he's not even the best plunger. Fremine and Eula are better, because they can apply extra cryo to get extra melts. Bro could just use Nilu Nahida Bloom. I mean, I have used Nilu Bloom. I have used Nilu Bloom this patch. Like, come on. See? Like, this is the team I use this patch. Hello. They're not benched. You can play Eula now? Yeah, she... Pyro, Plunge, with Xianyun, Citlali, Bennett. Xianyun, Citlali, Bennett, Eula, and Bennett needs to be C6, and you do Pyro Plunges. That's a playable Eula team, yeah. How do you clear Aeon Blight with your character box? You probably don't. Truth be told. Speaking of, Stygian, let's improve my time on the final guy. A Lunar Shatter. Yeah, I don't think Lunar Shatter is coming now. Even if they introduce Lunar Freeze, because I mean, maybe Lunar Freeze could work in such a way that you could shatter even bosses. Maybe Lunar Freeze, instead of like freezing an enemy, it would be kind of like they replaced Freeze with Frostbite in Pokemon Legends Arceus, right? They changed the status effect. Maybe they could change Freeze to be like a DOT, and then hitting an enemy with that like Lunar Freeze could shatter even if they are a boss. That could be a thing. Because the biggest issue with anything shatter related is that you cannot freeze bosses. So you cannot shatter them. You still can get buffs from Escoffier and Skerk, that's why those teams are good. Even if you cannot freeze the boss, but for shatter you need to be able to freeze the enemy. And even these guys, even the freezable bosses like this guy, they get unfrozen very quickly. So you might not even have enough time to shatter, because they will unfreeze themselves prior to that. Because you are wasting one of your slots on a character who shatters. So they're not gonna apply as much Hydro and Cryo, so we won't be able to perma-freeze them. Like, is 100% going to be a thing? Would be cool, yeah. Maybe Sandrone could save the Geo Nation. Okay, let's go. Fearless and improve my time here. With my man Flins. Furina Ayato Vape. Ayaka Bennett Shangling. Yeah, that's some cope. I mean, maybe with Furina you could do something there. Ayaka, but you don't have Escoffier. Because if you had Escoffier, you could do like Ayaka, Furina, and then Yelan or even Xingqiu. And you would have like Xingqiu Furina for when he is Cryores, and then Ayaka for when he is Hydro-Res, but without Escoffier this wouldn't work, I don't think. I mean, there are freezable bosses, like this guy, right here. Skark is actually the second best character against him after Flins. You can just... Skark has enough raw damage to destroy the shield, even though it's super resistant to cryo. And then she just perma-freezes his ass, so he cannot move and he cannot get the second shield. Because if you try using like Mavuika against this guy, you will destroy the shield, then you fight him and then he gets a second shield. With Skark, you destroy the first shield and then he doesn't get the second one, because he's just frozen for too much. I mean, he's not perma-frozen, he will still use some attacks, but he will not have enough time to get the second shield up. You will kill him before that. You don't have rooms to skyrocket? I mean, they already have. Lauma caused Hyperbloom teams to skyrocket. So, the wait is over. I don't think Hyperbloom teams will ever be as good again as they are now. I know, level 50 is good enough. And then Sucrose. Where is Sucrose? Here. No Fontaine, no Natlan, just Furina, Ion Blade Drake. Maybe Hutao Double Hydro could work? Hutao Double Hydro is probably your best bet. Air message is loading in the chat. I'm pretty sure all of them are. Yeah, I've seen everything. Last thing you said. I mean, I might just like not see some of them. What was it? If it makes you feel any better, you have an R3 Aquila Favonia. Yeah, that's kinda bad. And then you said you are excited for Yehoda. I mean, that doesn't require a comment. We are all excited for Yehoda here. But if your messages, like, if they appear here, that means I can see them as well. If for some reason your messages don't appear in the chat box below me, that means I might not be able to see them as well. That would be a cause for alarm. But if the chat suddenly, like, stays still for 5 minutes, I will take a look at like my Twitch chat directly to see if everything is alright there or not. So I might sometimes miss. Right, I message. Sorry for that. Okay, let's get a better time. So my rotation. Should be Inefa into Aino into Sucrose. Because Sucrose's buffs have the shortest duration, the VV Shred. And also remember, if you have the event weapon on Aino, if you've got Flame 14 side on Aino, remember that you need to apply an element first before you switch to her. You need to trigger Electro Charge, Lunar Charge, Bloom or Lunar Bloom. So you first need to apply Electro or Dendro. So like first Inefa E and then Aino. You would want to do this anyways, because Inefa's shield lasts forever. It's 20 seconds duration. But, you know, just don't make the mistake of switching first to Aino and then you don't get the energy from the weapon. I mean, it doesn't break often. It broke like twice or thrice in the history of me using this app for the joint chat. Because the reason why I have like this weird chat thingy, like it's not just Twitch chat directly, instead it goes through an app, because this is combined chat from Twitch and YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, And comment there. And comment there. Oh, close. And I type hi on YouTube. It should appear here in a sec. There is some delay apparently. Oh, here we go. That's me. So that's why it can break sometimes. Where was I? If you watch ads, do I get money? A tiny little bit, yeah. It's kind of irrelevant though. If you have an ad block that works, continue using it. But if your ad block doesn't work, you can feel better knowing that watching the ad will give me like half a penny. Oh yeah, I should link my YouTube channel in the description. Where is the... If I don't do it now, I will forget. Where do I go for that? Settings? Channel? Display name? Oh, social links. Link title, YouTube. Link URL, bam. Add. Here we go. It's done. Took less time than I thought it would. You might craft the not cry polearm for Inefa instead of playing Vortex. I mean, if you don't have Flins' Sig, you should put Vortex on him. And then on Inefa, if you are crafting something for her, it's better to craft Kita and Crossspear probably than the not cry craftable. The not cry craftable gives you extra Lunar Charge damage, which is nice. But this gives you infinite energy, which is lovely. So you can play 0 ER and have perma burst. YouTube thumbnail goes crazy, thanks. I prepared one thumbnail per game back when I started doing YouTube streams. So there's one thumbnail for all Genshin streams, one thumbnail for all Star Rail streams, and one thumbnail for all Zenless streams. The Genshin one is best for sure. In a phone, Halo is like 2 cons for Flins. I mean, this is 40% Lunar Charge damage. It's like... It's like around 150 to 200 EM. It's like around 200 EM worth of stats. Ish. Yeah, it's decent. I do also have C1. So I probably don't need, like, my Flins will be good enough. I mean, we will see how he performs in this Fearless. I'll also try Dire later. But let's try Fearless first. R1 is also fine. R1 what? Kitane? Ideally would want refinements, but even R1 is okay. It's like you have 2 personalities, YouTube just feels different. For me, YouTube has like the better video, but then everything other than video is better on Twitch. Like you have the channel points, the chat is so much better. But if I were to like just turn a video full screen and watch that only, don't interact with the stream directly, I would rather watch a stream on YouTube. They're in 80 seconds with Flins C2. I mean, that's Flins C2. Yeah, we get the Hydra, that's lovely. Oh, we destroyed this already. You want to do one attack string even after the second burst to get some extra energy? Whoops, I didn't press my skill quickly enough. And the second skill, the second mini burst will kill him. Okay, that was nice. 52 seconds on... I mean, this is Fearless, but that's pretty good. Oh, I don't get the... Oh no, you cannot farm artifacts anymore, yeah. I was like, where's my ley line? I want to claim artifact rewards, but I cannot. You don't even get the Vortex passive if you are off field, I'm pretty sure. So Vortex is pretty bad on Inefa. Play it on Flins, it's actually good on Flins. Better than all the 4 stars. Overcapping on crit on Flins? Yeah, it's 1.7%, but I have a 44 crit rate weapon and then a 30 crit rate artifact set. It's difficult not to overcap. I did my best. Do my legs feel sore the next day after doing 30 squats? No. I did 20 more that same day. In the evening, so 15 total, but no. Let's go crit damage hat. Of course I have a crit damage hat, come on. There is no way I would be able to not overcap with a crit rate hat. I would have like 130 crit rate with a crit rate hat. I barely have any crit rate hat. 0 here, 3.1, 6.6, 0, and then 12.8. That's all my crit rate, and I'm overcapping. 44 crit rate. A 44 crit rate weapon does this to you. Actually, could I have a better build if I played like an EM goblet? Do I have any good EM goblets? Because when you have... normally you don't want to play an EM goblet on Flins. But you can play an EM goblet when you have Staff of Scarlet Suns. Let's turn off this. I'm just gonna cope. Cryo HP Pyro. No, I don't have any onsets. What about Suns? Attack, 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 attack. Ooh. Yeah, this if this rolls better, then it's a better piece. But we need to dodge the crit rate. We need to only roll like crit damage. This could be better because attack is actually something we want to roll. Okay, we have some EM Suns. I should try them out. You have no billets because you stopped playing a while ago. So from now on, always do 3 weekly bosses per week. A lot of people, even when they play, they don't clear weekly bosses, but it's... When you only pay 30 resin, it's super worth it. And you eventually get a lot of billets as well. You would have to use your billet boxes, just use them. I'm keeping my billet boxes, but I should just get rid of them because the exclamation marks are annoying. Vortex is better for Flins than R5 deathmatch as well. Building crit will be painful. You get 30 crit rate from the set bonus. It's really not an issue at all. Like if you play a crit rate hat and then 30 crit rate from the set, that you already have like 70 crit rate. It's really not bad with a set like this. It will actually be easier to build him because it's super easy to overcap with a crit rate weapon. He doesn't need a lot of crit rate unlike poor Sinnoh. I mean, crit rate is better on Flins than it is on Sinnoh, because Sinnoh often you play him like Hyper Bloom. What does Shilonen do? She seems to be in almost every team. She gives Rest Shred from her kit directly. And then she can play Scroll of the Hero of Cinder City, which gives 40% damage bonus. It's a set that only characters from Natlan can play. And this gives 40% damage bonus whenever you proc a reaction. The elements involved in the reaction will get the damage bonus. So if you proc like a Hydro Crystallize, you get 40% Geo and Hydro damage bonus for your whole team. And yeah, from her own stuff, she gives 36% Rest Shred, and then she heals. Some of the best things about Shonen is how little time she takes. I talked before how on Kazuha, if you pull C1 and then use his plunge twice, you lose damage. Because Kazuha plunge into burst takes a lot of time actually. Shonen, you switch in, do 2 normal attacks. Like you switch in, press skill, do 2 normal attacks, and bam, you are done. You can switch out. So she's super fast. Doesn't take up much of your DPS's time. You can switch to your character and do damage faster. %30 of Movika's firepower comes from the set? No, it doesn't. Also, her best teammates are all from Natlan anyways. It's like... if you don't have the Natlan characters, if you don't have Citlali, because Citlali is the support that actually makes Mavuika deal all the damage, not Shilonen. If you don't have these characters, the issue is not that you are not getting Scroll, because you can play Kachina or you can play Ororon. And if you don't have other Nathan characters, they are actually the things you have to play, because you need some extra Nathan characters with Mavuika. Those characters themselves, like Citlali herself, is the reason, is what gives Mavuika so much damage, not the set. The set is just a cherry on top. It just gives these characters value, especially the 4 stars. Like, the only reason why I would ever play Ororon over Fischl is because of Scroll. If Ororon didn't have Scroll, he would be always worse than Fischl. And that's kinda sad. And this way there is a better balance. She's like better Bennett? No, she doesn't give attack. Bennett is still the best. Like, if you have a Mavuika team, Bennett is way more important than Shilonen. The character that's like Bennett is Yansan, because she also gives an attack buff. But her attack buff isn't as big as Bennett's. She gives more damage bonus buffs instead, especially if you get like C6. But Bennett's still the GOAT. Yansan is better than Bennett only for like Varesa. And then for every other character in the game, Bennett is better. And sometimes you play both. With like Kinich or with Mavuika, you can play both Yansan and Bennett. But yeah. Shilonen is like the Kazuha replacement. Shilonen replaces your Anemo characters in your teams. Because normally you would play an Anemo character with Vivi, right? Which is 40 shred. But instead you play Shilonen, who gives 36 on her skill. That's what you replace, not Bennett. C6 Shilonen. We're probably better off playing C6 Citlali. Not Citlali, sorry. Chiori. Pretty sure C6 Chiori is a better DPS than C6 Shilonen. But yeah, I mean, she works. It's a thing. I mean, Bennett just gives too many stats. You can't just play TTDS and call it a day. You get like 1300 attack from Bennett. Bennett is busted still. New Mavuika tech with Mavuika Janssen Chevrus? What's the tech? I've seen the Mavuika combos. But what does it have to do with Chevrus? Shilon's Constellation? Wait, what? You are saying that it's similar to what? Because this is a Panthera Ocelota. I mean Bennett's. I mean this is like a cat, and then Bennett's is a wheel. A wheel of misfortune. So where was I? I was thinking about something. Oh yeah, the goblets. The suns rather. Can we roll better EM suns than my attack suns? And specifically because I have Staff of Scarlet Suns. You should not play EM artifacts main stats on Flins if you don't have this weapon, right? So let's try this first. Do I have any big pieces? No. Oh yeah, I do actually. Plus 16. Attack goblet that rolled flat HP every time. Is this the combo? Yes. That is the new Mavuika combo. But just to be clear, it was like you call it the 7 tech. It was first from China. Pretty sure it was some Chinese players who started doing this first. He just made a good video about it, right? Still props to 7, he's a great YouTuber, one of my favorite Genshin creators. But yeah, he didn't come up with that. Is Narvav craftable better? Than what? For who? Which craftable and for which character? Let's go plus 16. Okay. Three odds. Sorry for that. I can't control that. The plus 8s we are saving for next patch. R5 not cry or R5 Ketane? Probably Ketane. Zero Flins the air clear? Yeah, I've seen those as well. Damn, wait, this is actually good. Yeah, this is better. Right? Is it? It's like the same piece pretty much, but EM is a bit better than attack. Because we trade one crit rate roll for one crit damage roll. What is the crit value exactly? Because the first one is 6.6 times 2. Plus, because it's the same amount of crit rolls. So the first one is 31.9 and the second one is 26.4. 34.2. Yeah, so this is like an extra. It's essentially one half a roll. It's like half a roll better because we high rolled more. So yeah, Eludamon, you were saying isn't craftable better, but like on who? Which craftable and on who? So yeah, we're switching to this. Should be more damage. Or is Eludamon still trapped in at purgatory? I could also try this. If we roll 4 times into the good stats. On Flins, no. This is his second best weapon. And then some other good 5 stars are like Jadewing and Vortex and Engulfing Lightning, all better than craftable. And even then, Deathmatch is better than craftable, and so is not the catch. Ballad of the Fjords. But Ballad of the Fjords is slightly worse, so if you're picking one BP, Deathmatch is better. And then after Deathmatch, after Ballad, after all of these good 5 stars, then there is the craftable. Is Artillery better than R1 Homa? On Flins, I'm pretty sure R1 Jade is better than R1 Homa. Because you get all of this. Here the HP. Yeah. I mean, this should just give you more attack now. You can max out this passive. A lot of characters cannot. Flins cosplay sub goal. I actually do own the clothes for a Hoyo character cosplay that I could wear on stream one day actually. That could be a sub goal. I'm not gonna say for who, this will be a surprise. It's not Flins though. Alucard will give so much lunar damage bonus. It's just additive to EM. The lunar damage bonus is like getting EM. It's not like a special multiplier. Because, you know, when here in the stats, you have the EM. And like I have 500 EM, it increases my damage dealt by lunar charge reactions by 120%. Right? And then the weapon, the craftable, it gives you... No, wait, weapons. This one, the shovel. 24% and 24% more, so it's like 48%. So that's like, the more EM you have, the like more of the damage bonus you already have. 48% is like a bit less than half of this, so it's like 200 to 300 EM. It's nice, but you know, a weapon that gives you 41 attack and 200 EM is not all that impressive. It's good for a 4-star, but not better than the 5 stars. Less base attack, no crit. Pretty cope, actually. Do Mona cosplay. Once I hit 500 subs, I can do a Mona cosplay. Bet. Okay. You can hold me accountable to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so was I doing anything? I upgraded my artifact. I was saying I might try doing a Dire clear. Okay, let's see how my Flins will perform in Dire. But first, let's ascend my Aino a bit. Or like, let's try ascending my Aino. Let's go fight the Duckle. Your friend C6 Nubilet K'd you in IT. I used the friend C6 Furina and I didn't even properly activate her Hydro Infusion. Because I don't know how C6 Furina works. It was all my all the damage was from my theory. I mean, I can, yeah, this clears Dire easily. But I cannot clear the Ion Bright Drake. I would need like Mavuika cons. Nah, Dire is just like a couple times higher HP. Wait, actually. For these bosses in particular, we can go Stygian Onslaught. So he has 9.2 million, like this guy, 9.2 million on Fearless, 17 million on Dire. And then the Ion Blight Drake, 6 million on Fearless, 14 million on Dire. Why is the HP like? Why is the difference here so much bigger than these bosses, man? This guy would already be the toughest on Dire for me anyways, and then they increase his HP the most going from Fearless. C2 Mavuika bait. But you can't even pull C2 Mavuika now, even if you wanted to. She should get a rerun. Inefa should get a rerun soon-ish, hopefully. She's actually a popular character, unlike Emily, for whose rerun we had to wait like 10 years. I mean, just a year actually, just 1 year. Oops. Mandai. Here we go. Shadow can melt Ion Blight. No, Chaska is pretty bad against the Drake actually. You see multi-element damage up and you are like, oh, Chaska deals multi-element damage, but the thing is, when you play Chaska, let's say you are playing like the best Chaska teams are like Mavuika, Bennett, Citlali. You then deal Pyro and Cryo damage, kinda randomly, split between the two. So at first you deal all of your damage, but then the Drake gets like Pyro resistance, and suddenly you can only really do Cryo damage. So you're only getting even less than half your damage, because, you know, because Cryo will be less than Pyro, because you have two Pyro characters. And then, even if you go through that, now he has Cryo Res, so you only do Pyro and you cannot do Cryo, so still you are not getting all of your damage. The teams that are actually good against the Ion Blight Drake, they like just switch modes when he gets resistance. So you play, for example, Molani Mavuika, and first you just bite with your Molani, and once he gets Hydro Res, you just switch to your Mavuika, and you no longer use Molani, right? You just maybe apply Hydro for a Vape or something. Or you play like Skerk with Nuvilet, right? And then you use Nuvilet only, yeah, and then Skerk only. Alternating. So Chaska is actually kinda bad here. With cons you'll still be fine. With enough cons. Not sure how many though. I mean, for Fearless maybe one is enough. But yeah, you're gonna be better off doing other things. It's not she's not unusable, but she's not great here. Oh, here he is. For my Fearless clear, I used both. I used both Skerk Nuvilet and also Varesa Mavuika, Overload team. I don't do Hydro. Here we go. I want to go for another rotation. Oh, we got 4 Let's go. Didn't need 4, but it will help later. Do I farm more? How far are we going with the Aino? Do I get her all the way to level 90? Are we balling? I don't have enough for example. Oh yeah, there is an event! I'm like... kinda wondering what I should be doing. I was kinda wondering what I should be doing, but there's an event. I mean, nah, if I'm going all the way, if I'm going 80, I'm going 90. Either I'm stopping at 70 for theater, or I go all the way to 90. Those are like the only breakpoints for Rhino to make sense is level 20, then she's like usable and she pretty much has all of her kit. Level 70, then you can use her in theater, or level 90 for max potential, maybe some lunar charge damage from the reaction. How do I have 17,000 blue books? I buy BP every patch, ever since the game came out. I guess for the Fate... yeah, okay, you could go for the Fate. That does make some sense. I mean, buying BP for 5 years gives you quite a lot of resources. Also, I tend to not over-level my characters that don't need to be leveled. Now, recently I have leveled a bunch of characters for like Stygian Onslaught and stuff, but I do still have some... like, I don't max level a character just because I use them once. Like, yeah, these characters are on 80. Even some that I use quite often, like Faruzan, like Xingqiu. Like, your Xingqiu to 90 doesn't really do much. So even though I own every character, I don't insta-level everybody to 90. Only when I actually feel like I need to, I level them. And yeah, that's kinda it, and the BPs. Why not Auroron? I've never used him in like Stygian Onslaught or anything. That's the reason simply. Because normally, if a character doesn't like utilize reactions a lot, I just leave them on 80. So that's why characters like Ayaka or Child are on 80. And then I will only level them to 90 once I actually face hard content with them. Because if I just do Abyss or something, there is no need for extra levels. They are fine like they are. So all of the characters that actually are on 90 here, like when I leveled my Varesa or like when my Venti. Actually, Venti was probably earlier. But there were... I leveled a bunch of characters that used to be lower. Like my Kinich, for example, yeah, he was on 80, but then I leveled him to 90 for Stygian Onslaught. I think my Mavuika as well used to be on 80. So yeah, when I use them in some difficult events, or Stygian. Okay, let's go. Oh yeah, I could fight this guy once more. Yeah, let's go. I know the GOAT after all. I will not level up her talents much, but I do want to level her. So I'll max out Aino. Oh, I missed my burst, man. You sure he didn't get damage from it. Oh, did he? Maybe he did get damage. Here we go. Grab this. 4. No. And let's go. Oh yeah, there was the like one more piece I want to level for Flins. Because these new sounds are great, but these ones could be even better. I believe. Plus 16. Another cope attack goblet from before. Let's just go this alone. This is quite a high roll here. Could still be good. Although the like absolutely 0 crit rate is a bit of a shame. Because I still need some crit rate. Okay, attack is good. If we high roll crit damage here, I could make it work. No double bonus is always a shame. Come on. Double. Okay, no, this is pretty bad. Probably a throw. Yeah. EM scalers don't... defense scalers don't exist. Or maybe they do. Do defense scalers exist? What if Lunar Crystallize actually deals damage? And you want defense for like the Lunar Crystallize base damage? Because we've got Lunar Charged where you want to build attack and EM. Lunar Bloom where you build EM and EM, so just only EM. So surely there will be Lunar Crystallize where you build defense and EM. And then something that you build HP and EM for. But it doesn't scale with EM. He gives EM, but he doesn't scale with EM. The closest would be like Melt. Yeah. What's her name again? Xinyan. Like Melt Xinyan or something? Because her... Actually no, the damage is attack scaling. Oh no, wait, she doesn't have actually... Oh, she only defense scales on C6 on basic attacks. So yeah, Bennett Pyro infused C6 Xinyan. And then you play the Itto Claymore, that also gives you a defense scaling. The bell. You play Redhorn. Redhorn gives you a defense scaling. So any character with Redhorn, you can play like Redhorn Diluc. You've got defense in the end. Okay, let's do Genshin and then we'll do the Klee event. Season 2025 for Imaginary Theater. Oh, we've got Amber. No, it's not Amber. Oh my god. It's Ganyu. Wait, it's not Ganyu, because it's from... It's not from Liyue. Wait, who? Child. No, it's not Hydro. Okay, so 1.1 Child, Zhongli, Diona. But oh yeah, it's from yeah, okay, it's Diona. Here we go. Officially it's 1.0. It couldn't have been her. Having a favorite animal or vegetable or fruit can help us recognize what kind of people we want to become. I think I've heard this before actually. I think I've heard this, but I don't know who said this. Is this like Ororon? Oh! Let's go! Let's go! The Genshin Master. Okay, what is this? I have no idea. Klee? No. What is this? Wanderer? Chevrus? Wind's Grand Ode. Venti. Okay. I would not recognize this without the name. I mean, maybe if when they showed me like Anemo on the last try. Okay, emoji. Rain. Nubilet. Bam. Next. Easy. Always Shuei. Oh man. Shanje Quantum from before 1.6 is always Fushuan. No? Oh, it's Xingqiu. No, it can't be Distraction. Oh, she's Erudition. Yeah, okay. She's like the most nonsensical Erudition character in the game. There is like zero reason for her to be Erudition and not Distraction. They just wanted to have more eruditions in 1.0. We're just in time, we haven't taken our selfie today. Easy march. This looks like a brush? Hanya has a brush. No? Remembrance Trailblazer. For like a meme. No? Oh, it's a fun. Is it Fugue? Heart Afire. Oh, it's Jiaocho. He has like a little fun like this, yeah. Tingyun and Fugue have bigger fans. Stars. It could be anybody, it's Star Rail. Maybe it's gonna be like Stellaron Hunter. Or maybe it's like Trailblazer. Maybe it's Physical Trailblazer. No, there is I. Is it like Fushuen? Yeah, okay. Like you cannot guess. You never get Fushuen on the first one. It's impossible. No Insta Piper today. No matches. Anton. Oh, Bellobog. It's the classic Bellobog 50-50. It's either Koleda and Ben, and there is no way to tell. We won the 50-50. Okay. Cancel Ducky Navigation. I also still have one condensed, yeah. We also need to spend this, but first we'll do the event. However, before you do that, I will go take a quick bathroom break. So, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Just let me get the water. Okay. We'll need like... You get like 2k points per game. If I get one very good game, this could be enough to get 3600. But it probably will be 2. 2 will be guaranteed. Is it that Northerners prefer sparkling water than just water? No idea. The only thing I know is that I hate sparkling water. Worst thing ever. I mean, it's still water, so it's okay. But it's so much worse than regular water. I mean, like in cities, people just drink tap water. That's why it's harder to buy regular water. Unfortunately, my water, the water in my pipes is not really too drinkable. I will try to get a good filter one day though. So if you are in like a bigger city, the tap water is probably gonna be at least decent. You can always just like Google, is tap water in X city good? And then usually it will just say yes. Ouch. Ah! Man, this fish dodged me. Nice, now we are fast. My team is actually trying. People maybe learned how to play this game in the meantime, since it first came out. Yeah, so this is probably the trickiest one. I mean, it dies quickly, but it can be hard to get it to land on the thingies at the very start. Oh, what dealt damage to me? Oh, come on. He was so close, but so far. This guy failed again as well. Okay, finally I can do it correctly. Okay, this guy is doing it correctly. This guy failed spectacularly. Okay. Yeah, we won. Okay, how many points? It took a while. Most opponents defeated together with Violet. Ah man, just a tiny bit short. I got like most of the rewards, most damage dealt, most opponents defeated, least damage taken, don't get hit by the boss. But ever so slightly short of the 2400 I would need. Or actually no, wait, did I just need 2200? No, how many did I need? No, 24, right? Because it's like 36. Yeah, man. We might just get this next time. And when it goes to 4800, one game will be enough for sure. Yeah, it's not like I need these 30 primos now. Ah, we got the Doko. The Doko pets for my teapot. Yeah. So leave that for next time. Will I? I don't know, it feels kinda wrong. We still got a week on this though. It's not going anywhere. Test runs, let's do those. Okay, whenever I know what Flins does. Wait, no Hydro? Oh, I guess there's a Hydro Slime. Oh, my skill state ended. Kurayami wa kowai desu ka? Oh, this is almost his best in slot team. Why did they put Xingqiang, not Aino? I mean, here we can actually use the big burst easily, yeah. We got so much energy extra. So using the big burst was not that big of an issue, but I should have used the big burst before this. Actually, no, first, skill first and then big burst is better. Because my skill cooldown is already ticking. Okay, who are they gonna put with Inefa? Oh, Flins. Okay. Didn't expect that. Flins is broken in the trials because he gets so much energy. In content with like overall, so those are some good things about Flins. Some things that increase his potential. There are two things that allow Flins to be better than like he's being calced to be. Number one is things that give you extra energy. Normally, no matter how much energy you get, the least you can do, like the most you can do is just build 0 ER and get extra stats from there. But Flins can actually use his big bursts as well, and like most calcs will not assume extra Flins big bursts for free. So that's like how we can do even more damage than he's supposed to, getting effects that give you full energy randomly. Kinda like, for example, Tulpa. Tulpa is an example of an enemy that gives you full energy for free. And then another thing is enemies infused with Hydro. Once again, Tulpa. Tulpa is a big blob of Hydro. You do not need to bring a Hydro character. So what you can do then, against an enemy like Tulpa, or a Hydro Hypostasis, you can play Overload Flins with Chevrus. You can play Flins, Inefa, Chevrus, and then like some off-field Pyro for consistent overloads. Mavujka? Or Pyro MC, or Durin? Or Xiangling, just like whatever, you know? Some off-field Pyro. And that team, that's like the best team in the game. At like C0R0. Because you are no longer chained to... Because Chevrus is one of the best buffers in the game, in general. The only issue is that you are locked to overload, and like, yeah, that kinda sucks. So that's why Chevrus teams are usually just like on par with reaction teams for Pyro carries. Usually slightly worse, but easier to play, so that's nice. But for Flins, you don't lose out on a multiplicative reaction. Like, you cannot get melts or vapes with Flins. So playing Chevrus is not really a cost to him at all, and he gets the best buffer in the game. The only cost then is the final Pyro slot. He would prefer playing... Although, Flins doesn't really have like amazing teammates anyways, outside of Inefa, right? The other two slots in your team, like Aino Sucrose, they are not like amazing, they're just best what we have. So yeah, it's not really much of a cost. So yeah, if we ever get Tulpa again in Stygian, Flins is gonna absolutely like demolish it. I really hope it appears again. Fishley's on Fav? Not sure if that's worth it, but maybe it is. Fishley is one of the best 1.0 4-stars, but she's a 1.0 4-star. There is one issue with Yahoda, and I guess Columbina, not really Columbina, because Columbina would replace Aino, so that's like the same thing, but there's an issue with Yahoda. Even if Yahoda is like amazing on with Flins, it's not as simple as just, oh, you replace Sucrose with Yahoda and it's better, because there is this thing. Yeah, this Ascendant Gleam. So Ascendant Gleam is when you have 2 not cray characters in your party, right? And when you have 2 not cray characters in your party at least. In addition, for 20 seconds after a non-moon sign character casts an elemental skill or burst, they will increase the lunar reaction damage dealt by all nearby characters based on their own elemental type up to a maximum of 36%. This effect cannot stack. So essentially what this means is that characters who are not from Not Cry, characters who don't give you moon sign, give you extra buffs if you have at least one of them in the team. Up to 36% lunar reaction damage bonus. And even if Yahoda is better than Sucrose, because like Sucrose is already pretty great for Flins. So not only would Yahoda need to be better than Sucrose, she would need to be like better than Sucrose plus 36% lunar reaction damage. Now, I mean, you need at least one. You don't need two, really. Especially when you have somebody who just builds one stat. Because the scaling depends on your character. And for example, for Anemo or Dendro, I think you need like 1000 EM to max this out. Or actually... no, we need a bit more. Because it's 2.25 per 100 EM. So you would need 36 divided by 2.25 times 100. No, I did plus 100, not times 100. Wait one second. 36 divided by 2.25 times 100. Yeah, you need 1600 EM to max this out, technically. So okay, it's like not 36, it's gonna be like 25% damage bonus you get from Sucrose Extra, because she's gonna have like 1000 EM. So then putting like another non-Not Cry would just top up the 11 that you are lacking. That's not that big of a deal, right? So I know is still the best third slot, because I mean maybe C0, maybe this is what makes C0 I know not necessarily best, but C1 I know is definitely best already, because the 80 EM gives you more value than the 10% damage bonus here. So the thing is that you don't want to play 4 Not Cry, right? 2 or 3 is good, because if you play 1 or 0, like you cannot play 0 because you are playing Flins. 1, you don't get his effects from his skills, you don't get extra lunar charge, so 1 is a no-go. You need at least 2, and then you don't want 4, so that you get this effect ideally. Now, if we just get strong enough characters, you can play 4, and that's fine, if the Not Cray characters have just better synergy with him. But I don't think they're gonna make a 4-star that power creeps Sucrose by 25, like Sucrose plus 25% lunar reaction damage, that's like too much. Sucrose herself already is so strong, that's the issue. I mean, Nefer plus Lama will be the same thing as Flins plus Inefa. It's actually even a bit more, like, she relies a bit more on Lauma than Flins relies on Inefa. Still playable without, if you just pull Nefer only, that's still fine. She will clear all like Fearless content and Abyss content. It's just, you know, not dire. But yeah, it will be like the same thing. I guess the one issue, one downside, is that Lama is not a sustain, while Inefa is, so that's like a bit more value to Inefa compared to Lama. But they also both work really well in other teams. So like whether you just pull Inefa only or Lama only, they are both strong characters by themselves. Usually, because they've been releasing these like 1+2 or like 1+1 deals where there is a character and then they have like their best in slot support. Flins plus Inefa, Skek plus Escoffier, Nefer plus Lauma. It's usually best, and like the way they've been releasing them recently is they release the support first and then the DPS. Pulling, if you're like not sure who to pull, pulling a support first is almost always the best decision, because the supports by themselves feel better than the DPS by themselves oftentimes. And also you can always pull the support and like decide whether you want the DPS later. Bonk, bonk. You have too many Dendro characters, you're only missing Kinch and Emily. I mean, that's mostly because they just haven't really released many Dendro in your absence. Right? You probably had most characters by the time you quit that were out by then. And then we only got 2 Dendro in the entirety of Fontaine plus Natlan. We only got 2 Dendro characters. So I'm not really surprised that you have most of them. Emily Kinich was the case where pulling the support was actually like a bad idea. If you only had to get one, only Emily or only Kinich is way better. Emily is not really that big of a deal for Kinich, and you can't really play Emily anywhere else. But I mean, you can play Emily in like pure pyro teams, but it's just not great. Yeah, Emily's pretty cope. But it's mostly an Emily issue. Escoffier, Lauma and Inefa are all very strong characters. This is bothering me so much, the imaginary theater rewards, but we have to wait until we are closer to the next patch, so that I can use the transient resin to farm artifacts again when the next Stygian comes out. So I will claim this at the end of the month. Hello, Tavi? Grab this. Oh, I need more Natlan wood. I actually haven't gotten any silver fear. Cut from Not Cry, but where? I need to look up where I can get more wood, man. What is this? Hazelnut. Oh, that's also from Not Cry. Apparently I have quite a bit of it. I can't wait to get... I mean, I could just look this up online, but when it comes to characters like stories and voice lines and stuff like that, I prefer reading them in-game. So I can't wait until I get the Moonwheel text from Flins. I want to see how he got his Moonwheel. Because last time I was wondering how Lama got her Moonwheel, and the answer was, she doesn't know. Because Inefa got her Moonwheel from the ancient... So actually, I mean, it was like directly from the Moon God... Wait. Where did it actually come from? So, the girl that was raised by a Dragon Lord got it from some Moon Goddess worshippers? When I saw the AI dragons are not the ones who procured the Moonwheel. It was the girl. The girl who was raised by AI dragons procured the Moonwheel. And I think she got it from like Not Cry. Actually. And then Lama doesn't know where hers came from, so I wonder what about Flins. Natlan don't do as much impact on you as Sumeru? Natlan Volcus were pretty good. Have you actually done the entire Little Guy quest series with the Little Tepetlisaurus? Where you can actually end the game? At the end of that quest line with the Tepetlisaurus, you can finish Genshin and like end the world. But then you get like time gets rewinded and you get to pick again. Okay, let's do some rhythm gaming. I no longer need to clear Polumniaumia, which feels super surreal. Video I just sent in Genshin general about that quest? Which one? Oh, you mean the blazing sun thingy? I've seen some fragments of it, but I haven't watched the entire thing. Let's do... No, I've done this recently for... Let's do Kinich. Oh yeah, I haven't done Kinich in a while. As a warm-up. Kinich was super tricky for me. Back when this came out. But I wasn't as good at the red game back then. This is still one of my favorite trailers. We should watch it after this. Ah, we got it good. One good man. It's fine. Okay, let's do Shiguin first and then Diha actually. I usually do Diha first because it's like first in the album. Wait, why did she open her eyes? Most characters have closed eyes when playing the horn and they never just opened hers. Oh, now she closed them again. Was this a bug? Was this a good or they let go? Because I let go too early, but it might have been... I might have held for long enough? I'm not sure actually. If I just got a good or not. That fragment is so hard, man. I have gotten it perfectly before once. But switching from like left to right to right to left, very tricky. I probably need to practice that section. But I'm fine just doing tries, blind tries like this as well. I haven't played these songs enough yet to grow tired of them, like I did with Polumnia Omnia. So I don't mind stretching the content a bit. By grinding them more than I need to, without just properly learning the parts I'm bad at. One good man. Oh, and I... Okay, that was bad. Lost the sauce. I cannot be getting any misses after that transaction. That's fine. I wonder when the next album is gonna come out. It's probably gonna be like the Not Cry one. Not Cry one. Not Cry number 1. Oops. Focus more. I mean, I'm not focused much because I already got misses. Sometimes I'm locked in and sometimes I'm just vibing. Here I was just vibing. But in the actual hard part I just got one good. That's what matters. Let's go grab some rocks. From around Not Cry. The Genshin rhythm game can be hard. Yeah, some of the songs are pretty hard. But like for rhythm gaming standards, it's actually not that hard. But rhythm games, I've been actually thinking about this recently. Rhythm games and fighting games are games where they don't have all that much like general appeal. Like not that many people just play them. But those who do are like super into them, and that also makes them like very hard to get into sometimes. Like the fighting game communities and the rhythm game communities have this in common where they're like both super intense. And it's very hard to get into it as a new player. And they're both very like mechanically intensive. But there are other mechanically intensive games. Like shooters as well, but like there are way more casual shooter players. But it's hard as like a casual rhythm game fan or a casual fighting game fan to actually find a game that's good for you. Because most of them are being... like there are a few big like releases. And the smaller ones are often more catered towards the hardcore players. I'm pretty good at the rhythm games, but I'm not a hardcore rhythm game player by any means. So the Genshin rhythm game is perfect difficulty for me. Oh, this spot is empty. One out of the 9 is always empty, and then the other ones will have crystals in them. So now I know that the other 8 will have crystals. Yep, number 1 is here. One game that I can't wait for is the new Rhythm Heaven game that got announced. On the final Nintendo Direct before the Switch 2 came out, we got an announcement for a new Rhythm Heaven game coming, like 2026. So that's gonna be super cool. I've never actually owned a Rhythm Heaven game, but I have played with my friend a bit when they came over with their 3DS. And they had a Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix. Rhythm Heaven games, they're kinda like if you play the rhythm game in Star Rail, it's kinda like that. Where you have like some sort of activity where... actually, I mean, it's best to just show it. Rhythm Heaven. I guess the trailer for the recent one would be a good place to start.
Hello there. Boop.
It's actually...
through the ring. Boop.
So it's kind of like... minigame,
It sounds easy.
rhythm-based minigames. Right? You see the rings and then you
But
press
the
the
timing
button,
is
but then
super
there's
tricky.
music and you do it in time with music.
Maybe you could try it in time to a rhythm.
And these guys jump, and then you jump in rhythm after them. It's this kind of thing. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you press the 5. And there can be a bunch of other
In this
mini
game,
games.
you might do almost
But in
anything,
general-
but you will need to do it in rhythm.
It's this kind of rhythm-based mini games. They show off a bit more later on. Although you can't actually really see that well. Oh yeah, but here you time your presses with the your hammer presses with the cans coming, and this is also to the music.
Get into the rhythm with a brand new entry in the Rhythm Heaven series,
And these games are super fun.
Rhythm Heaven Groove.
Okay, 2026, hopefully early 2026. You play this one, what is this? Oh, you have played it in Heaven. That's great. So yeah, I can't wait for the new Rhythm Heaven game. I'm super excited for that. Definitely buying this right on release. I so far actually, because I bought a Switch too, but so far I only own... let's go here first actually. So far I only own Mario Kart World and I actually haven't played all that much. The issue with Mario Kart World, it's not even Mario Kart World itself, but at the same time I just, like just before Mario Kart World came out, I bought 100 Line, Last Defense Academy, and I just ended up playing that over Mario Kart World. So I never got into it on release, and I'm just not playing it much anymore. And I haven't bought Bonanza because I was short on cash back then. Oops. But yeah, maybe... There are other games I want to play as well though before Bonanza. I'm playing Silksong right now. And then I also bought... Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance on sale a couple months ago and still haven't played that. Because I think I just finished like Metaphor, Refantasio. And I knew that I didn't want to play Shin Megami Tensei right after that. Because you know, I would rather not play two very similar games one right after another. But I knew I'd want to play it eventually. So I bought it because it was on sale. And I feel like now it's time to finally play it. I think here is the best place to TP to. But yeah, first I need to finish Silksong, because if I take a break in Silksong, I will not return to it. It's very hard, very difficult to come back to a Metroidvania. I'm very bad at coming back to games in the first place. And when it's a Metroidvania, it's gonna be like impossible. Can I go into it? Here we go. Silksong has been super fun. I just beat the first Sinner today. Very fun boss fight. But man, why is it that the most fun boss fights are the least punishing? Where like, if I lost that fight, I just respawned right outside the door and didn't even lose my rosaries. Like you normally do when you die. But then there's like the garbage fly guy from Bilewater, and if you die you have to walk back like through an entire area full of garbage, man, and the boss is just I don't like Bilewater like most people. When are you getting a new Archon quest? In like 18 days? Next patch. In the Luna 2, you mean?
Yeah.
What is 6.1? But yeah, the patches are still internally called 6.x. I wonder if they're gonna go back to normal numbering afterwards. Because like, internally the patches are called still 6.x. So if they were to go back to regular numbers with Snezhnaya, it would be 7.0. But are they gonna keep with the unique names? I think they're gonna stay with unique names. Like maybe we'll get like Snowstorm 1 or something. Genshin Impact Snowstorm, that's a bad name, but you know. Something like that. I feel like the reason why they went with this Genshin Impact Song of the Waking Moon version Luna 1 is to make it seem less... like make it more approachable. Approachable from... for outsiders, for people who haven't played yet, right? If you see that there is a game... if you see that there is a game that's on version like 7, it's kinda like it's like been going on for so long. I have missed out on everything else and stuff like that. But you see, Genshin Impact Song of the Waking Moon Luna 1, and it's like okay, that's like easier to go there. What is Genshin anyway? Genshin are the allogens in Genshin are allogens in English. It's the people who own visions and have the potential to become gods themselves or something. That's how Venti called them. That was the name drop when we were talking with Venti at the tree in Mondstadt, and he name dropped Genshin. But yeah, in English it was allogen. So it's more like less so original god and more like origin of a god. Stuff like that. And then the impact is actually English exclusive. They just include the impact because they feel like Western audiences will like the game more when there is impact in the title. It's like both Honkai and Genshin, they just don't have impact in other languages. In Chinese, Japanese, Korean, it's just like Honkai third is just Hokai Sado in Japanese, and then in English they added impact, and same with Genshin. It's just Genshin in Japanese, in English they added impact. Let me go to Liu. Liu has the best crystals. It's Genshin Impact all over, but again, but from Min's perspective. Now, if they were to make Genshin 2, it would probably be just like some sort of a time skip, and then we see what's happening in Tevat after a while. That's the most likely option. Oh, these are up. Okay. Because that's what they did in Honkai 3rd, where after they finished Honkai 3rd Part 1, there's just a bit of like a time skip, and there's Honkai 3rd Part 2, and we're just getting continuation of the story of what humanity has been doing after the original story concluded. And there's a slightly different setting. Humanity went to Mars in the meantime. And a new cast of characters, but still like the same world, the same solar system. So I feel like if Genshin 2 were to come out, we could get a new protagonist, but most likely the same world. And also the same game. Like Genshin 2 is not gonna be a separate game, but like the same game with just either you load into Genshin 1 or Genshin 2. And then some new spicy combat mechanics, but still combat where you can use the characters from the OG game. They could do it differently, but like I feel like they are mostly gonna repeat that from Honkai 3rd Part 2. Honkai Third Part 2 did not go well, so that's like one reason why they could take another approach. But I feel like the mechanical changes are not the issue. People were mostly not vibing with the storyline. They did some weird stuff with the MC, where the MC was canonically both a guy and a girl at the same time. You didn't choose between a guy or a girl. I mean, you did. Like when you chose whether you want a female MC or a male MC, but then the MC was both at the same time. It was like a gendered bending MC or something. So that was kind of weird, and people didn't really like that. Especially because Honkai Third is a game where you only have female playable characters normally. And then Honkai Third has always been very focused on a smaller cast of characters. The main girls. Kiana, Bronya, and Mei. And then sidelining them felt bad. So I feel like those are the reasons why Honkai Third Part 2 failed. Also, Honkai is more of a story-driven game. So going into a new storyline is like a completely different game. In Genshin, it's much more about the world. So a new storyline in the same world would still feel very Genshin, right? But in Honkai Third, a new storyline in the same world doesn't really feel as Honkai. Because Honkai was all about Kiana and Bronya and Mei. But I feel like they've been returning more to like the older characters recently in the recent patches. Not sure though, I'm not really following Honkai Third all that much. One day I will continue the story, because I have played Honkai Third a bit. But overall I feel like it's a pretty trash game, but with a good story. But there is so much bloat and so much like old stuff that probably should have just gotten removed, but it's a live service game, so they're keeping old content. Because when something is permanent, it's permanent. Okay, so this was 4, 5, 6, 7. And then there are 3 more randomly. I won't bother going through every spot. Abyss siblings. I mean, I'm pretty sure by the end of Genshin, our sibling is gonna change their mind. We are actually gonna properly reunite and work together for the same goal. So it's not gonna be Abyss siblings anymore. But yeah, I feel like our chosen sibling is gonna become like a new god of the world. That's pretty likely actually. And possibly together with the other sibling. Maybe we could just be like a dual god. Also, one question is, where did our MCs come from? What is actually their origin? Honkai Nexus Anima could actually help us with that. Because in Honkai Nexus Anima, there is that guy. There is that guy. Wait, is he not here? Or maybe Novarks? Or maybe Sovereigns? Oh, who is this girl? I haven't seen her before. Cute. Sovereigns. Yeah. Kumyo Kyo. So, he instantly looks like Ether, right? Very similar with like the hair. And also, his initials are KK. And KK is the person who introduced the drip marketing for the Traveler back in 1.0. People have been... There are some characters in like Honkai Third that have like KK in their name or something. And people have been thinking that maybe it could be those, but doesn't really fit much. But this guy looks like Ether and is called KK. So he might be connected with the siblings. Maybe he's from like same planet, same race, same mission, same whatever. He's their daddy or maybe a third sibling or a cousin. I mean, they have backstories, we just don't know them. But if I go Genshin Wiki Traveler... I guess lore? Oh yeah, this. Don't lose faith in that which you have lost. In this new world, you will never be alone. When you leave your footprints and where you have yet to stride, your new world will unfold before you. Welcome to a new world, KK. Right? And then for the female character, the world you once knew is but dust, and the wonders you knew but rubble. Though you should have your own world and your own people, lamenting what is already lost. But this might refer to, like, Kanria even? Or could refer to their OG planet. And yeah, I'm pretty sure KK is this guy. It like fits so perfectly because he looks just like Ether. It's kind of like, we don't really know yet what kind of... I mean, it's called Honkai Nexus Anima. So it definitely has connections to the grander Honkai multiverse. But what exactly is it, and why are there characters from other games? Why is there Kafka and Blade and Kiana and Kumyokyo, and like what is happening in this world? We have no idea. But I feel like it's kind of gonna be like Genshin-ish, where it's just like one isolated world in the grander Hoyoverse. Because in Star Rail we travel from world to world, right? And each patch is a new world. And then some worlds are so special that they get their own games, right? Earth got its own game in Honkai 3rd, and then Teyvat got its own game in Genshin, because these worlds are so special that they deserve more screen time than just a year in Honkai Star Rail. And then this, whatever this world is in Honkai Nexus Anima, also got that same treatment. Go open the Genshin homepage and see that Ether just sits there. On Genshin.hoyoverse.com, it's like all Luna stuff. It was updated. Redeem code? That's like some old stuff for sure. Oh, it doesn't even give you any code, it just links you to the redeem code website. Yeah, they updated a bunch of stuff with the release of Luna 1. And this is just the website I went to, no? Yeah, this is the website. I clicked your link, it's the same website. But yeah, the release of Luna 1 was also the first time they changed the art in like the PlayStation Store and stuff. Different? I mean, it's the same? I clicked your link, that was the website. I just showed it. That was what happened when I clicked your link. Oh, we got weird markings. That means that these spots are up. Oh yeah, also the ley lines are here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Normally he never marks those spots over there. This trust, but I already clicked it, right? Like, okay, I will open my browser first, I click your link. Here you go. I clicked the link, you saw that I didn't type the thingy myself. I told you, I already opened it. And I showed it on stream. You don't even trust me, bro, I already showed it. So normally this spot never gets marked. Or no, this one. This one never gets marked, but it's almost always up. So when this gets marked, you know that something sassy is happening, and it's like these three. They could probably tell by the ley lines even. So the website might have been unchanged for almost 5 years, but they have changed a bunch of promotional materials with the release of Luna 1. Because like I said, it's kind of like a... I mean, not really a reboot, but like a new beginning in a way. Nothing is ending, but a new thing is beginning. Kind of deal. Run, Jungli, run! This is the fastest jungle in the West. Actually, wait. No, he's not the fastest. I took away his weapon, right? Oh no, he still has it, okay. Okay, everything's fine. Good for your FPS. I've upgraded my PC fairly recently, so I don't have to worry about anything. Although, even on my older card, I had like a 2060. Genshin was still running fine. Maybe the newer areas would run a bit worse now. You have a 2080 Ti? Yeah, so like, I feel like you should be chilling, no? I felt more of a difference in Star Rail than Genshin. When I upgraded my PC. Because now I have a 4080. 4080 Super. And in Genshin, maybe I would just like have some rare frame drops before. And now I don't at all. But in Star Rail, some areas were actually laggy, and I had to lower my settings. And then I upgraded my PC just before Zenless came out, but I imagine Zenless would not run well at all. Zenless was laggy even on good hardware when it first came out. They have improved it a bit though, since then. But still, it wouldn't be... definitely wouldn't have been an amazing experience. I still had my old PC back during Sumeru. I didn't really have any problems back then. Even when streaming. I remember that when I streamed Star Rail for the first time, like Star Rail 1.0, so the game was pretty unoptimized. My PC would just not handle... it was not handling that very well. My OBS would often crash. Because my graphics card was just not keeping up with both rendering the image and also encoding stuff for the stream. But also 2080 is much better than 2060. And then 2080 Ti is even better than that, so... I find it kinda strange that you are struggling. How much RAM do you have? Maybe something else is the issue, not your graphics card. Because if you've only got like 8 gigs of RAM could be an issue. Nah, Genshin is very optimized actually. What kind of is Gucci? Feels weird, feels weird. Monster Hunter Wilds, I mean I haven't played it myself, but a lot of people were criticizing it for running absolutely terribly on PCs. Like one of the worst games ever on release to run on modern hardware even. But Genshin runs even on like... I mean it's more optimized for phones than PCs, but it still runs well even on pretty mid PCs. So that's strange. That it feels worse for you than AAA games. But maybe... yeah, maybe it could be down to the settings, maybe it could be down to like something else. Maybe it's a bit more CPU intensive than the other games you play. Do you have an SSD? If you have a hard drive that can slow down Genshin a lot. They are discontinuing Genshin on PS4. Because the hard drive just is not keeping up. I mean, it's less about looking ugly and just not running well. But yeah, I haven't played Wilds. The only Monster Hunter game I played was the one on the Switch. Monster Hunter Rise. Yeah, I played Rise a bit. But it didn't like... It was fun. I had fun. But I didn't really get into it, you know? Because... I rarely enjoy things casually. Oftentimes I either just quit or I'm really into it. So that's why I really like the Hoyo games. Because there is really a lot to get into, right? If you like these games, I mean, just the fact that the patches are coming out, so you get to play them forever. But then the combat in Genshin actually can be pretty deep. The story, the lore, so much there. All the fan art, all the communities. So it's a very good game to like get into. If you really want to get into a game, a live service game like Genshin is a great choice. And yeah, for like other multiplayer games, well, especially for because like a single player game, you can just like play it, beat it, and leave it alone. Sure, I don't play single player games all that often, but I sometimes do. I'm playing Silksong right now. I played like Expedition 33. I played the CR. I also played 100 Line. That's more of a visual novel. But when it comes to multiplayer games, other than Genshin, other than the Genshin, Star Rail, Zenless, I mean, they are not really multiplayer, but they're live service. But when it comes to other like multiplayer or live service games, it's hard for me to just like really get into them and then I just drop them altogether. If I start feeling like I can't or don't want to like get into the game on like a deep level, I just drop it outright. So kind of with Mario Kart World, at first I was like, okay, this time for this Mario Kart, I will like learn all the shortcuts and all the best racing combos and whatever, but then I just didn't. And if I'm not gonna learn all the best tech and really get into the game, I might as well not try. And it's not as explicit in my head, but it's kind of like, that's more or less how my internal decision making goes. I just don't feel like playing the game if I'm not giving my all. Oh yeah, that's a good way to say it. If I'm not giving it my all, I don't feel like doing it at all. So if I don't feel like learning every course in Mario Kart World and every shortcut, I just don't feel like playing the game at all, right? I just don't have the drive to play it. So that's why I haven't really been playing many multiplayer games ever since I quit League and Hearthstone. I haven't really played anything competitive outside of like a tiny bit of Mario Kart here and there. I played like a little bit of Smash, but once again I kinda tried getting into it, but couldn't really get into it, so I didn't play it at all. Almost. Okay. But because of this, you can be sure that I will stay with Genshin, with Star Rail, with Zenless. So, yeah, even if you quit Genshin for 3 years, I will be still there. And you can ask me everything and stuff like that about what happened in the meantime. So, thank you very much for watching, but this will be the end of the stream for today. I do have a stream every single day at 8 PM CEST, which is 3 hours before now. You can join the Discord server to get stream notifications and the like. That's right here. I tried watching a walkthrough, but it wasn't maxed, so it was boring. The one walkthrough channel I watched was Struga Conroy. When he does, or like when he did a playthrough through a game, he would 100% it, so that it was fun to watch. Your points not maxed? What do you mean? Oh, you mean this? Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna... Because the limit is gonna increase tomorrow. During the next Genshin stream, I will just do one more run and get it. Because I would need to do one run for 70 points when I can get 2300 in one run, right? So I'll just wait until the limit increases and then I will do it. So, see you all tomorrow. Bye bye!